time. So
Okay.
I saw you in, how did we meet? The IMM room from
Yeah,
University of
yeah,
Metaphysics?
IMM. Yep,
Okay,
members group. Yep.
okay. Are you still going there? Are you still attending the school?
Yeah, I'm currently studying the doctorate, the
Oh,
doctorate of metaphysical science. So I'm still in the process of writing my dissertation,
okay. That's
but
awesome.
still currently attending. Plans to complete the doctorate probably next year. Give me another 12 months.
I got you.
But
That's wonderful.
so I'm also studying online at the Universal class. So I do other studies as well in the meantime. Um, I completed the chakra dance training in 2016, and I'm currently practicing chakra dance. I'm actually in my home studio at the moment, and I have a class running here next Saturday.
Oh, that's awesome. So tell me about chakra dance. I've never heard of it. I saw it in the room and I was like, I've got to talk to her. I got to find out what this is.
Chakra dance. So chakra dance is the creation of Natalie Southgate, who created it in London, but she now currently lives in Queensland, Australia. She's the founder. She created the practice. Her background's in psychology, chakra healing, and like alternative therapies. So she's the creator. I'm a facilitator. I completed the training in 2016 and jumped on board. I did a class at Turak and I loved the class. Like I was in love with it from the start. So, so I discovered a bit more about it and decided that facilitation would be a great thing for me to do. The classes, uh, there's various different types of classes. So there's like an hour class, hour and a half, 2 hour and 3 hour. They also run retreats. So I'm looking to run a retreat in the future, which is a
Oh,
whole weekend of chakra dancing. Uh, it's a very powerful and profound experience. People have their own individual experiences. They have different powerful experiences internally. It's all about your inner world and going into your inner world, and it's like a moving meditation. The music's the main part of the practice. Is it takes you on a journey and resonates with each of the 7 chakras.
okay.
So as you listen, and I as a facilitator, I guide you through like a meditation as you dance. It's a freestyle dance, so it's not choreographed or anything. It's your own free movements, and it's unique and individual to everyone, and each person has their own experiences. I've had some very like because as when you're training, you go through the practice yourself. So you do each chakra one at a time over 10 weeks, and then you do like integration, and you do 7 chakras in the one go, and towards the end. And those experiences were so profound for me that I absolutely adored it, loved it. I'm like seeing visions and having visions whilst dancing, and really unique experiences. So really powerful.
Wow, it sounds like it. So do you know if they're doing it here in the States? Because I've never heard of it.
Yeah, no, there's definitely facilitators in the States. Yeah, it's global. Yeah, it's global. If you go to their website is chakradance.com.
Mhm.
They have facilitators all over the world, and they put their schedules on and where their classes are located on that website.
And what's your studio called?
Well, this at the moment it's just Pippa's studio, but
Okay.
it's only temporary at the moment.
Sorry about that. Somebody called.
That's all right.
Okay, that's
Temporary
amazing.
studio. I run classes, other studios as well, other venues. Series in East Brunswick is one of them. I'm running a workshop there in October, and then another venue, Active Sanctuary Yoga in Pran, which is down southeast Melbourne as well.
Wow, that's really interesting. You know, the reason why I love the opportunity to reach out to people. After I graduated with my doctorate in April, I just kind of thought, oh my God, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Because, the learning it never stops. There's
You
just
never know where it's going to take you.
exactly. And this is being able to have these open dialogues because I'm very interested in what other people are doing and how they're doing it. And like, what made you choose this particular type of healing modality?
So I grew up with a massage therapist as a mother, so she was very, very hands-on.
She was a what?
Hands-on healer. And she
Okay.
was also a massage therapist, hands-on healer. So, and she was also an aromatherapist. So I was exposed to healing work quite early when I was quite young. And it was definitely something that I was interested in pursuing from a young age, or teenagers. As a teenager, once she started using aromatherapy on me to calm me down and to help me sleep and to do all sorts of things and help with hormonal balancing, she introduced me to these great practices of alternative therapies. And in 2006, I attended a class called Kundalini Dance in Sydney. It was quite a long trip for me to drive there, and it was quite expensive. A lady named Layola Antara, she travels the world doing Kundalini dance, and it's very similar to chakra dance. It works with the same energy systems and the chakras, and it takes you through a spiritual awakening of the Kundalini. And ever since 2006, October, at the Sydney Rotunda Roundhouse, Sydney University, I remember the experience well, and since then I've been on a journey of working with chakras and learning more about the energy healing field, and learning about energy, learning about chakras. But it took 10 years. 10 years later, I found chakra dance online, which was far more accessible to me because finances and the fact that it was taught mainly online and you could do it in your own home. I had just started a young family as well. So as starting a young family, I found it difficult to travel to classes and things. And so doing it at home, practice online was fantastic. It was just what I wanted, just what I needed, and then started to run my own classes and moved from there. And it's just been a learning experience. I was inspired by chakra dance for my Masters of Metaphysical Science, inspired by chakra dance to do my major work on the chakras and mental health. So it's really had a huge impact on all areas of my life, and particularly my studies, my career, my direction. I'm sort of at the moment, I'm on a short-term mission, probably short-term, possibly long-term, short-term mission to spread the word about chakras and inform and bring knowledge to those who haven't necessarily heard anything about them before. And I've been doing talks, run a few talks here in Melbourne on chakras and mental health. Mm-hmm. And from my research for the Masters, I drew from that research to inform and to spread knowledge and to create more interest and understanding around the chakra system and that sort of thing. Yeah.
That's wonderful that you say that, because that's exactly what I want to do. Although I have, one modality that I really, really love, which is the QHHT, but
yeah.
Sometimes, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I've read your website, and it looks fantastic. Perspective Metaphysics. It looks fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I did that on myself.
I'm really
I'm enjoying it, and I want to branch out, by reaching out to other practitioners, because you can't do everything. But like I said, I had never heard of chakra dancing. Somebody else is going to come along and see this video and be introduced to this, and that's wonderful. So how would you explain to a newcomer, somebody that doesn't know anything at all about chakras, how would you explain that to a lay person?
Okay, so the workshops that we run, the one I normally run is about an hour, and it involves I'll just basically run through what a workshop involves. We start with an opening meditation to get your mind calm, to let go of the day, and to relax into the space. The space has been prepared through energy work, grounding, and attuning to set the scene, to create an energy that provides you with sacred space for you to let go and to have an experience. So we begin with the meditation. We then do a little introduction, go around the circle, why we're here, what do we hope to achieve, or what are our expectations of the workshop. We then do a warm-up dance. Most of them include a white light warm-up movements with a white light. I'll be, as a facilitator, I provide guidance, and it's like a meditation, a guided meditation, but it's involving movements. After the warm-up, we usually, with the 7 chakra dance, we start with the music is the key to the whole thing, and it resonates with each of the 7 chakras. So we start from the base and work our way up the 7 chakras up to the crown. I think it's like 5 minutes on each. The whole dance goes for about half an hour, and you actually dance with your eyes softly closed or a gaze lowered. So it's not a competition. It's not like doing it for anyone else. It's more about an internal journey inside, and the experiences that people have described are sort of seeing images in their mind's eye, having physical sensations, resonating with the music, and being able to move freely, letting go of their inhibition. I think one person said they saw the universe. They things like white feathers and different imagery. It was the last dance, someone said a green cross. I'm not sure what that was symbolic of, but a green cross she saw. And after the dance, we do feedback, and that's when you really feel the effects that the music has had on them and the guided meditation, because people bring out such profound and powerful insights into what they've just experienced, and you're really taken on a journey, and you're dancing through your energy systems, and you're experiencing what's inside each of the energy centers, and you can get indications of whether they're balanced or imbalanced. So if they're imbalanced, you feel like it's really hard to dance and you don't resonate with the music. Your dance becomes stilted. But when you can feel it, like physical sensations, people have physical sensations throughout, and it's a very emotional, powerful experience. I remember when I did Kundalini dance, very similar practice that I'll never forget. I'll never forget. It was, and even with chakra dance, I'll never forget the experiences I've had. It's life-changing. It's mind-opening. It's beautiful. It's a great experience. Then we close with a meditation, a grounding meditation, before we depart and off on our day.
Wow, that sounds like so much fun.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Even though we have different modalities, it's really very similar in that it seems like across the board we get the clients to relax, to close off the sense organ, to bring in the light, and to, let spirit in and let it flow through you.
Beautiful. Yeah. Connecting. I mean, people, depending on where you're at life and has their individual experience, they can connect to their higher self. They can try and tap into their soul purpose. They can sort of have an experience that will lead them to make decisions in the future and it carries on. Like once you've had an experience of in attuning to your chakras, you bring open opportunities in the future. Like it changes life.
Like perception.
Can change your life. Yeah.
Well, and you're very fortunate in that your mom was already into some of this stuff. My mom taught me a lot, but here in the United States, there weren't any modalities that we knew of. There weren't any schools, there weren't any classes or anything like that. Would you consider that Australia was just a more open place to have those type of practices as you were growing up?
I mean, because Australia, like the multiculturalism in Australia is massive. Like it's very multicultural, and there's people coming from all over the world with different experiences, bringing their practices in. So there's a large alternative therapy community. Well, there definitely was in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. But I think it's just a really diverse community, and I think there's a lot of people with just a lot of different modalities that they're bringing in already, like, and they're growing their businesses, they're growing their practices, they're expanding, they're very connected to education and education systems, so they're really tapping into like the future generations and how to spread their practices and train others, and as well as running classes themselves and giving people these experiences.
Definitely. So you're a facilitator now. Do you see yourself becoming like a certifying people in the future?
Well, I mean, with the metaphysical side of things, the metaphysics course in the University of Metaphysics in Australia, the opportunities in the metaphysical field in particular are not as great as I would like them to be. So there's like short certificates and short courses, but there's units at university that cover the metaphysical field, metaphysics, a metaphysical field of thought. But I want to actually bring more metaphysics in and include things like the chakra system from an educational perspective, and share the knowledge more and make it more accessible to people as well, and just like right from the top of metaphysics, like the umbrella of metaphysics, to bring it all through into Australia and spread it a bit more. Because I mean, as there is a lot of different types of modalities and things, but like the all-encompassing field of philosophy is not accessible, and an overview sort of thing needs to be, I don't know. It needs to increase.
Well, that's exactly what you and I are doing with this interaction, because it will potentially reach hundreds of thousands of people, over the course that it'll be posted. And just you and I having the discussion in and of itself increases the consciousness of humanity.
Beautiful. Fantastic.
Yeah. And I love that. It's one of the, doing QHHT, my favorite part is when they go into a deep trance, because there are very physical signs when you can tell that a person has reached that deep state. And I find it fascinating. I mean, their facial expressions change, their voices change, their bodies drop. It's amazing. And with every person, it's a little bit different. So it's a completely new experience with every session.
Beautiful.
Have you ever had a quantum healing session before?
No. I can't say I have. Something I'd consider, yeah.
Definitely. Well, if I could do one for you, that would be awesome. I would really love that. But if I ever make it to Australia.
Yeah, come stay at my place.
Definitely, that would be so much fun. How did you find out about the University of Metaphysics?
So online searching, like I've been in and out of universities, not being able to find exactly what I want to study or complete, and I've drifted through courses for probably about 2 years. I drifted through courses, not knowing where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do, or where I could see myself and what I could really commit to.
Mm-hmm.
But after I came across the term metaphysics, and I didn't have a real understanding of it. But I looked a bit further, and delved a bit deeper and started looking for metaphysical courses, just researching and searching and came across the university online and figured this, yes, definitely was what I wanted to do. It resonates with everything and my belief system, and it's exactly what I wanted to study. When I started the course, I was like, this is what university is about. This is what I was hoping for, and this is what it's meant to be about. And it meant so much to me when I found it, and was engrossed in the process of learning.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved the process. I did have to leave the studies for a little bit and get regular work and work my ass off in the events industry and save money and do all the daily life stuff. But then I definitely, had definitely had the intention always to return to it, and I did, and I'm so glad I did, and then completed the masters, and my doctorate is always there, and it's something that I love to research. Like it's part of my life. It's what I want to do. It has so much meaning to me that I'm committed to it, and I love it, and yeah, I don't want it to stop.
Yeah,
I'll keep going.
Too. Yeah, me too. It was a profound experience finding it. I was just finishing up with my bachelor's in legal studies, and I thought, wow, why couldn't I have found this first? Before I did all these other things. But it fit me. I just couldn't believe it. And I thought, maybe this is some sort of scam. I'm going to pay $1,200 and I'm not sure. But I knew in here, inside, that it was the right thing for me to do. And I haven't regretted it, not one bit. I mean, it really, what it seems like after talking to so many people, we go into it and it just kind of hones your skill. It offers that a little bit of direction without necessarily pushing you in any direction. Definitely more guidance by self.
Beautiful. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Absolutely love it. And doing this also, potential students, I think, because some people have no idea that it's even there, although they have a good client base. The newer generations that are coming through who may not have been in households where there was open discussion about time travel or dimensions or healing or herbs and apothecaries, I think people can, you can feel a little shut out if you're not surrounded by any of that information. So I want to make sure that people know that there are other people out there who are following their joy, who are working in healing fields and doing great at what they're doing.
Definitely. Like I as a teenager, I had a home where there was a lot of discussion, but then of course I'd go to school and then everyone had no idea what I was talking about, and I did still feel the isolation, and I would spend late nights on the internet just searching things like telekinesis, telepathy, and ESP, and all these sorts of different things, and it takes you down a rabbit hole, and it takes you on a journey into what's possible and what's out there. And a lot of the research I did online led to further research and further discoveries and greater knowledge, and I truly believe that knowledge is the key to higher consciousness and to reach higher states. So there's always people out there, and they may not be around you, but they're definitely there, and find a way to connect and follow your passions. And
definitely.
Keep learning. Always keep learning.
Yeah, keep learning. The first time I heard the word metaphysician, which I went to the same thing, that phase of, looking and searching, finding information. I didn't hear that term until about 2012.
Yeah.
And then that's when and shortly after that, when I Googled it, I found the University of Metaphysics in Sedona.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
It it encompasses all of the ideas, like from the chakras to well, everything you can conceive of as to be spiritual, like all of the healing modalities and all the different types of energy healing and aromatherapy and anything working with the chakras, and it encompasses so much that it's just like, I don't know, it's just what I needed to like help me understand.
Yes, I love it because it's inclusive. Absolutely, nobody's
Yeah.
out or shunned. It's inclusive, takes everybody into consideration. And with the
There's
programs,
no limitation.
exactly. And, of course, Dr. Master's work, it's all about, getting yourself into that trance and listening to the guidance from your higher self, not looking for it from the outside. So that's very helpful.
I love his inspirational messages. I love his inspirational messages.
Yeah, the whole program. There wasn't a single bad thing, not in the least. You get plenty of time if you need to take time off, which I did for a little while as well. They said, okay, whatever you need, just let us know. We'll be here when you're ready.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. You can't say that about a lot of schools. You really can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very different. Well, I want to thank you very, very much for this wonderful interaction. And if you are ever in Dallas, please come and see us at Perspective Metaphysics. Okay?
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You have a good night. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah, it's daytime there. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.